Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be slightly different from the usual, as I'm going to do a live analysis scenario for some synthetic indices market and the trade opportunities I'm looking to take on them within the next couple of days or hours, depending on how swiftly price gets to on my areas of interest on every one of these market instruments. And yeah, this will help give you insight as to how my typical charting day looks like. The first I will be starting out with would be step index. And looking at the weekly time frame on step index. First things first, establishing the directional bias. Clearly, step index is in a bearish market structure, or at the lower highs right about here. And let's see the lower lows right here. So at this being the lower highs that led to the lower low. And clearly price has pointed us a new swing low right here. And this seemed to be the swing highs that led to the most recent swing lows. Now we have this being the lower high that led to the most recent lower low right about here. So until we have a weekly candlestick close above this highs right about here, we're still very much in a bearish market structure on the weekly time frame perspective. And that has not managed to happen in as much as we tried to trade back into this level or quickly at the weak rejection from the level and then clearly at the pushback to the downside. Clearly putting step index on the weekly time frame perspective, still in a bearish market structure. So we have this right about here being the level, or when once we have that level broken, then of course the market structure would have been invalidated. But currently we are still in a bearish market structure right here on the weekly time frame, step index. And then also from the daily time frame, this is very obvious, as you can see. So just to make this clear, so at this swing highs right here, then we had this. So clearly price was pointing higher lows, higher highs in a bullish market structure. And then we've managed to close below that. I haven't seen this right here. So clearly we had this lows right about here that has broken below every one of these swing lows right here, higher lows rather. So we have this lower low closing below every one of these swing lows, shifting the market structure to bearish. And then we have this being the lower highs that led to the lower low right here. So until we have a daily candlestick body close above this, we are still bearish on the daily time frame. You can see even though we traded back to that level, just like we had seen from the weekly time frame, we had a very quick rejection candlestick from the level, daily pin bar, daily bearish engulfing, and a massive sell-off to the downside right here on the daily time frame, with price creating even more swing lows. So we have this being the current lower low right about here, clearly stating that the market structure as seen right here on the daily time frame is bearish. And then we have this being the swing highs, the lower high that led to the lower lows right about here. So until we have a daily candlestick body close above this most recent swing high, then right here on the daily time frame perspective, we are still clearly going to be in a bearish market structure. So we have the weekly time frame in a bearish market structure, the daily time frame in a bearish market structure. In as much as having just these two time frames alone, my bias or step index to the downside, I'd go a step further just to see what the hourly time frame looks to be presenting us. On the hourly time frame, clearly you can see if I zoom out, clearly right here we're very much in a bearish market structure. So we have this right here as the most recent swing low, lower low, and then we have this as the hourly time frame lower highs that led to the lower low right here. So again, until we have a hourly candlestick bullish engulfing close above this level right here, we are still very much bearish on the hourly time frame perspective. So clearly we have the daily time frame the weekly time frame in a bearish market structure, the daily time frame in a bearish market structure, and then the hourly time frame in a bearish market structure. Every one of these three major time frames clearly headed to the downside. So having clearly established the market's directional bias on step index to the downside, I know for certain I'm only looking to sell step index. I'm only going to be looking for potential selling opportunities within the next couple of days or hours, depending on what the market presents us. Now, this takes me to the next step, identifying an area of interest where I'd love to get in on selling opportunities. As I've established, now typically I would love to do this from the daily time frame. On few occasions, I'd go over to the weekly time frame to see if I can establish an area of interest. So right here on the daily time frame, I'd go with the level right here as my preferred area of interest. If you don't already know how to identify this, I have a detailed video in my YouTube channel explaining how to do this. I'll leave the link to that video somewhere below this. But then very quickly, you can see for every of the times we've tested the level right here, one, we tested from the downside, we had a seller from the level, with the level holding up as resistance. We had a second time, resistance. A third time, right about here, resistance. And then when we were above the level, as you can see right here, the level held up as support, one, support twice, support a third time, and then a fourth time, a fifth time, a sixth time. So you can see quite a number of times we've had to see price come into this very level and then add massive movements in the opposite direction. That's for me making this level a strong level area of interest, being a key level. So I have this, what I would love to see price trade right into. Just trying to see if I can. So I could go with 1890 psychological round number. They are perfectly present at the level 1890 psychological round number. So personally, I would love to see, just like we did right here, when we had this nice bearish sell-off to the downside. You can see how we stopped right here. And then we came right back into this level. And then we're at the level held up as resistance. So I'd love to see that happen right here before I get in on any selling trade opportunities. I would love to see price trade right back to this level. And then once that happens, it's a no-brainer, guys. I'd be looking to sell step index back to these lows right here. As my take profit level target. So price coming to the 80-90 psychological level. Then of course I'll be looking to sell step index back to the downside. And then guys, you know the drill. This is where you want to be patient to see price come to your identified level area of interest. As soon as price taps into this level, I can't tell for sure if this is going to play out today, but if it does play out today or tomorrow, when once price comes into this level, then I'll go down to my execution time frames, any time frame from the 1 hour time frame. Then I'll look to see a perfect structure shift from bullish to bearish. Now, when it comes to your execution, your trade execution, you'd want to scan back and forth between any one of your lower time frames to see the time frame that tends to give you the most clearer price action. So right here we had a clear confirmed structure shift, 30 minutes time frame structure shift from bearish to bullish, which is perfect. And then we seem to see price continuing the bullish market trend. So once we tap into this level, I might just come down to the 30 minutes time frame, the 1 hour time frame, and look for a structure shift from bullish right here, as you can see, to bearish, a quick retest, bearish engulfing candlestick. And then I have my entries for sell from the area of interest, 1890 psychological number. And then I would look to trade price back to these lows as my first level targets. Somewhere around 779.90 psychological level. Yeah, so that's it for step index. Step index is the first on my list. Now, guys, in as much as I'm expecting for price to come into my area of interest at 80-90, I'm certainly not looking to get in on any buys. That would be too risky. I'd patiently wait for price to buy into this level and then look to sell, as that would give a more higher probability setup. And then you can see, just to add a bit of confidence, if we introduce a fib right here, you can see how my 1890 psychological level aligns perfectly with 61.8 Fibonacci golden reversal level. You can't get any simpler than this, guys. So step index, we'll wait for price to come into our area of interest, and then we'll look to sell. You know the drill. For sales, if you need a more detailed confirmation as to when I'll be looking to get in on sales, then of course you can get on my Telegram channel, where I would update this within the next 24 hours to see how this does play out. And then the next on my list would be volatility 25 index, starting out with the weekly time frame once again. 25 index. So yeah, 25 index clearly on the weekly time frame is in a bearish market structure. How do I know this? So looking to the left, we add this, and then we're pointing higher highs and higher lows. So we could start out with this higher low, higher high right here. We had a new higher high, and then we had this being the higher low that led to that higher high. And then we had ourselves a new higher high right here, as you can see. Pay attention to the candlestick closes and not just the wicks. Now we had this as the higher low that led to the higher highs right about here. And then price gave us the most highest points right here. And then we have this as the higher low that led us to these highs right here. And then you can clearly see we had a huge sell-off closing below this higher low. Or we have that nice bearish momentum candlestick close below this higher low. Clearly pre presenting us what? A swing low, a lower low right here. Shifting the market structure from bullish to bearish. So we have this being the lower low. And then we have this as the swing highs that led to the swing lows. Now, clearly, every one of the price actions that's been traded in between this level is all just a complex pullback, guys. Until price does come and body close above this level, a weekly time frame, bullish candlestick close above this level, until price presents us with that, we are still in a bearish market structure. So this is all just a complex retracement. So clearly, we have the weekly time frame in a bearish market structure. This takes us down to the daily time frame. On As you can see on the daily time frame, we're also in a bearish market structure. So we had this right here that printed us this lows right about here. So we had a lower high, a lower low, and then we had a shift of structure to bullish as soon as we had this daily candlestick close above this lower highs right about here, printing us a higher high, shifting the market structure from bearish to bullish. And then we have this that leads to that highs right about there. And we've clearly seen we had a more recent swing highs. And then we have this as the higher low that led to that, to all of that right here. And then you can clearly see we had to see a daily candlestick close below this higher low, shifting the market structure again from bullish to bearish. And then we can tend to see we had lower low. Then we had a new lower low. We could say this is the lower highs that led to that lower low. And then we had a new lower low again right here. And then we have this as the lower highs that led to that lower low. And then we have a shift of structure back to bullish, an uptrend, having this higher low, a daily bullish candlestick close above the previous lower highs, with price presenting us a higher high right here, shifting the market structure from bearish to bullish. And then as soon as we have this structure shift to bullish, this is the swing low that led to the higher high right about here. So until we have a bearish candlestick close below this, we're in a bullish market structure, but that's not the case. You can clearly see as soon as we shifted the market structure from bearish to bullish, we had a quick shift of structure back again to a bearish, having seen this daily candlestick close below this swing low right about here, presenting us the most recent swing lows on volatility 25 index as seen on the daily time frame right about here. So clearly we have this being the lower low, the most recent lower low. And then this would be the lower highs that led to the lower low. Clearly putting the daily time frame in a bearish market structure on volatility 25 index. So I have the weekly time frame in a bearish market structure, the daily time frame also in a bearish market structure. Now, once again, having put the daily and the weekly time frames in a bearish market structure alone is enough to make me conclude that I only want to look to sell volatility 25 index. But just to add a bit, I'd love to see what the 4-hour time frame looks like. So clearly we've had a structure shift right here on the 4-hour time frame from bearish to bullish. So as soon as we add this, so we add this as the lower highs that led to the lower lows right here on the 4-hour time frame. Now we have had a 4-hour time frame candlestick close above this. You can see clearly shifting the market structure right here on the 4-hour time frame from bearish to bullish. So we have the weekly time frame in a bearish market structure, the daily time frame in a bearish market structure, and then the 4-hourly time frame in a bullish market structure. Guys, don't overthink this. Just because we have 2 out of 3 time frames, the weekly and the daily time frame to the bearish market structure, and just the 4-hour time frame alone to the bullish to the upside, my bias for volatility 25 index still remains to the downside. I'd very much favor the selling bias than I would the buying bias, just because, only because we have one time frame for my dominant time frame to the upside, as opposed to having 2 time frames, the weekly and the daily time frame to the downside. So I'm favoring the sales on volatility 25 index. As such, I would be looking for potential selling opportunities, and this is how I would go to identify my area of interests for sales. I think I had myself here a perfect level from the weekly time frame. This is one of those rare occasions where I identified my area of interest from the weekly time frame. More often than not, I tend to identify my area of interest from the daily time frame. So as you can see right here from the weekly time frame, we have every time we've tested the level right here, at the level of support when we're above the level, support when we're above the level, right here, we had a break below the level, a retest of the level, resistance. You can see right here, we had a break below the level, a quick retest of the level, rejections from the level, sell off from the level, with the level holding up as resistance. And now we're having what? The same thing again, a bearish close below this level, just like we did right here, guys. Just like we did right here. You can see a nice bearish momentum candlestick close below the level, a quick retest of the level, weak rejection from the level, and then the sell-off. So I'm very much anticipating the same thing to happen right about here. So we have a break below the level, quick retest of that level, and then the sell-off of the level. See if we have ourselves a psychological number at the level. Yeah. 2100 psychological round number present at the level. 2100 psychological round number. Perfect. So yeah, that's it, guys. And like I said, 8 out of 10 times, when once you identify an area of interest from the weekly time frame, it does align very perfectly also with the daily time frame, as you would see right now. So this is our identified weekly time frame area of interest. Now let's zoom into this and see you can see how it aligns perfectly right here on the daily time frame. You can see right here, when we're above the level held up as a resistance. Right here as a resistance. You can see, right, sorry guys, when we're above the level, support, right here as support. Also right here as support. You can see right here, when we're beneath the level, we tested the level held up as a resistance. Right here, you can see by the break below the level, a quick retest of the level, and then you can see the level held up as a resistance. And now we're doing the very same thing again, right, guys? We're having the daily retest of the level from the downside. In this case, a previous level of support broken expected to now act as a new resistance. So clearly, unlike step index where we are going to wait for price to come into our area of interests, right here on 25 index, we are already seeing price testing or trading into our area of interest and quickly identifying my take profits before I go a step further to I would look to get in on the sales on volatility 25 index. So yeah, somewhere around here would be my projected take profit level targets. Onto the facts, as you can see right here from the weekly time frame again. So you notice I'd identified this level as my area of interest using the weekly time frame. And because I love to trade from key levels to key levels, if I'm looking to sell from this level, previously right here, when we had the break, previously right here, when we had a break below the level, we had the retest of the level, where did we come right into? You can see, all right, we had the sell-off come right into this next level as our target level. And you can see quite a number of times we're about to see multiple bounces off of the level for every of the time we traded right into the level. So selling from 2100 psychological number, I'd be looking to take price all the way back to the level right here. See if we have ourselves. I think I'll go with 1920. Yeah, perfect. So all the way to this downside. So having fully established my take profit target on this, back to the daily time frame. So clearly now we are currently seeing price is in our identified level area of interest. Now this is where we want to stay very watchful to see that the market doesn't get to leave us behind. And I think I'll go with the 1 hour time frame. So right here on the 1 hour time frame, you can see we're in a bullish market structure, clearly in a bullish market structure. And then right here, you can see the buying momentum is pretty much very high right at this level, owing to the fact you can see right here we had the buying movement a little bit slower, where price kept giving us that zigzag movements, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then all of this was just one huge impulse move to the upside, telling us that what the buying momentum is clearly very strong on volatility 25 index. So I'm certainly not getting no sales yet, in as much as price has traded right into our area of interest where we're looking for potential selling opportunities. I will not be getting in on the sales just yet. As clearly we can see the buyer's momentum is very clearly high at this level. I would love to see something like this play out right at this level. I'd love to see something like this play out. price push more into the level. I'd love to see this play out and then have a nice structure shift, hourly time frame structure shift, a quick retest of this level, a 1 hourly time frame bearish engulfing candlestick close, and then I'll look to going on my sales from the level. So in as much as price is currently at our area of interest where we're potentially looking to go for sales, it's just not wise to get in on sales just yet, as the momentum is very much still to the upside. The buyer's momentum is very much still strong, but we want what? The momentum to kind of slow down a little bit, and then we'll have that structure shift from bullish to bearish. Let's see the 30 minutes time frame quickly. Yeah, so nothing much right here. I would be going with the 1 hour time frame. So I would have my entry executions on volatility 25 index using the 1 hour time frame. And I would love to see lesser bullish momentum right here with more wave like movements, just like I've drawn with the line, the lines right about here. And then have a structure shift, a quick retest, 1 hour time frame bearish engulfing candlestick, and then I will have myself my perfect sell all the way down to the level 1920 level. So that is that for volatility 25 index. However, I would have myself a first level take profit target somewhere around here. As you can see from the daily time frame, we're having a daily key levels right here. Again, I wouldn't want to be too optimistic to set my take profit targets right here. Seeing clearly right here on the daily time frame that every one of the times price has come into this level from the daily time frame perspective, we have to see significant bounce offs from this level. So should I get in on my sales? And once I get the 1 hour time frame entry confirmation, I'll look to target this level right about here, somewhere right at the 80, somewhere right at the 2020 psychological level. And then should we have a daily candlestick close below this level, then of course I'd wait for a quick retest of the level and then look to go in on more sales on volatility 25 index. Again, should you want to take advantage of every one of these moves, getting on the Telegram channel, as I pretty much would be updating within the next couple of days what I would be looking to do on volatility 25 index. But that notwithstanding, guys, clearly my bias for volatility 25 index is to the downside. I favor the moves to the downside to the tune of 75%. And currently prices at my area of interest where I'm looking for a 1 hour time frame entry confirmation for sales. The last I'm going to be looking at would be volatility 10-1S index. Volatility, volatility 10-1S index. Sorry about that. Starting out with the weekly time frame once again. So on the weekly time frame, clearly we have ourselves a not so perfect structure shift from bearish to bullish. So we're at this right here, guys. So we're at this at the higher highs. So in a bullish market structure, we had this nice sell-off closing below this previous higher low, presenting us a lower low, shifting the market structure from bullish to bearish. And then we seem to have been trading in that bearish move right from that point. So I have this that led to this overall swing lows right about here. And then we have ourselves a close above this level, a not so perfect structure shift, but I would consider this as a structure shift anyway. So at this bullish momentum candlestick close, shifting the market structure from bearish to bullish. So clearly we'll have ourselves this being the next. So at this higher highs, and then we'll have this as the most recent higher high. And then we'll have this as the higher low that led to that higher highs. So until we have, once again, a weekly candlestick, a weekly bearish momentum candlestick close below this, we're still in a bullish market structure right here on the weekly time frame. So we have the weekly to the upside, the daily time frame. Clearly, you can see this, guys. Daily time frame is clearly in a bullish market structure. You can see we had this nice impulse move that presented us this swing, guys, right about here. Just to make this more clearer. So we had this lower high, lower low, until we have a daily candlestick close above this level. We're still in a bearish market structure. That's not the case. You can see we had this bullish momentum candlestick closing above this level, presenting us what? A higher high, shifting the market structure from bearish to bullish. So we have a higher high. So this being the swing lows that led to that high is right about there. And we've had the most recent swing highs, higher high. And then we have ourselves this being the higher low that led to that higher high is right about there. So we have the weekly time frame in a bullish market structure, the daily time frame in a bullish market structure, just to get a little bit of perspective from the 4-hour time frame. Also, clearly, the 4-hour time frame is also in a bullish market structure, guys. So until we have ourselves a 4-hourly time frame candlestick close below this, so this would be the swing lows that led to these swing highs right here on the 4-hourly time frame. So swing lows right here that led to the swing highs right about here. I would not count this as a major structure. This would be a minor structure. So this would be the major structure for me. So this would be the 4-hourly time frame higher lows that led to the higher highs right about here. So until we have a 4-hour time frame bearish momentum candlestick close below this level, guys, I'm right here on the 4-hour time frame. Volatility 10-1 index is still in a bullish market structure. So now we have the weekly time frame in a bullish market structure, the daily time frame in a bullish market structure, and then we have the 4-hourly time frame in a bullish market structure. It only will make so much sense to look to buy volatility 10-1 index, having established the market's directional bias to the upside using every one of these 3 dominant time frames. So the next thing would be identifying an area of interest. I think I did this using the weekly time frame once again. Yeah, so this is one of those rare occasions also where I identified my area of interest using the weekly time frame. 7 out of 10 times, I would identify the area of interest using the daily time frame. So right here, you can see clearly why that level is an area of concern for me, owing to the fact that, as seen from the weekly time frame, we've had multiple bounce offs from the level every time we tapped into the level. So right here, you can see we tested the level from the downside. You can see the level held up as resistance right here. You sell off from the level right here, resistance. You sell off right here, resistance. Also right here, resistance. We had a break above the level, guys. You can see right here. We had a retest of the level, and then the level held up as support, guys. So just like we had right here, we're looking for the same thing to happen again right here. So clearly have ourselves a break above the level, a quick retest of the level. You can see the 50 exponential moving average present at the level, a quick retest of the 50 exponential moving average, expected to act in this case as a dynamic support, guys. All things being equal, we have a perfect case of confidence at the level 9140, psychological round number present at the level, a level that was previously a resistance, broken, now expected to act as a new support. You can see multiple number of times right here on the weekly time frame. We've had to see huge bounce offs from the level for every time we tested the level. So this being my valid level area of interest where I'm looking to potentially go in on buys, having clearly established the directional bias using every one of the 30 time frames, the weekly time frame, which we are clearly seeing is in a bullish market structure, the daily time frame also in a bullish market structure, and then of course the 4-hour time frame in a bullish market structure. And then let's take this to the daily time frame. Now you can see, in as much as we had identified the area of interest using the daily time frame, like I said, 9 out of 10 times, identifying your areas of interest using the weekly time frame will almost always align perfectly once you go down to the daily time frames. So clearly we have our level of interest, 9140 psychological round number, being what? The daily time frame swing lows right here. So just like we did right here, you can see we tapped into the level from the upside, rejections from the level, and then buying from the level. If we take this a little bit further behind, right here, buying from the level. So I pretty much expect for the same thing to play out right here. Now, this is where I'd patiently wait for price to come right into the level within the next couple of hours. If it does that today, that's fine. If it doesn't, most likely tomorrow. And then once price comes into the level, I would go down to the 1-hour time frame for my execution. Now you can clearly see right here on the 1-hour time frame, we are now in a bearish market structure. Right here, we've shifted from bullish to bearish, and we seem to be presenting us lower highs and lower lows. So as soon as price starts trading into the level area of interest, I would love to see the bearish momentum starts to slow down with more wave-like movements as soon as we begin to get into the level. That tends to give us a more better market structure. So this is the very reason why I love to analyze on TradingView. It's a bit more easier to do every one of these using TradingView as opposed to using the MetaTrader 5. So I'd love to see the momentum, the selling momentum kind of slow down. And then once price taps into the area of interest, then I would love to have that structure shift, 1-hour time frame structure shift from bearish to bullish, retests, and then a bullish engulfing candlestick, 1-hour time frame bullish engulfing candlestick, and then I have myself my entry signal for buy on volatility 10-1S index. Now, guys, when it comes to top-down analysis, I believe with every one of these breakdown I've given, it can't really get any simpler than this when it comes to understanding the charts and understanding how to do a very thorough market analysis. Thanks for staying once again to the end of this video. Do well to hit the like and share button and not yet subscribe to the channel. I suggest you do so right away so that you don't miss out on my subsequent valuable contents like this. Do well to get on board in the Telegram channel as I would be updating every moves on these synthetic indices within the next couple of hours. See you in the next video, guys.